You know, every once in a while, I actually work to provide useful advice on this channel. I know it's rare, not necessarily valuable, borderline dangerous, but every once in a while I come on to just a stroke of genius. And today we're going to learn how to make things loud without it costing money. So what we're going to do is take a playing card and stick it in your spokes. No, I'm just kidding. One of the first things I did to my Indian, if you saw in previous videos, was to, when you buy a new bike, you're broke, right? If you're like me, you buy a new bike, so you can't afford to buy parts today, and you can't stand stock exhaust. So what can you do? Well, back in the old days, you used to punch out the baffles. You know, you'd take a friggin' pry bar and a hammer and just sit there with your buddy, you know, banging on the things until you got the baffles to come out. Because they were just like leaves inside the pipe that sat on an angle. Well, I was forced into that situation when I bought the Indian in 2016 because there were no pipes. There were only a few companies out there even making pipes for Indians, and they were very expensive, and they were all in back order, and again, no money for new pipes. So I was like, I'm gonna do what I can do. And so I started looking for old school solutions. And what I found was a couple dudes saying, go ahead and punch through the restrictor plate. So your modern pipe, uno momento, you can't see inside here. This is the stock right side, i.e. big pipe, off the 21 Ultra. The other side has the skinnier side, but they're the same inside. And if you can't see, but if you look down your pipe, you'd see that you can't see through that. Actually, you can see from here that you cannot see through the pipe, right? If this were a low restriction slip-on pipe like a Cobra Neighbor Hater or any of these other manufacturers, or Coastal Moto has new ones, and et cetera, you'd be able to look right down that pipe. I just hit myself in the damn head. Anyway, look right down the pipe and see through it. But these have a restrictor plate in them. So the baffle is sort of this long cylindrical stop. These long cylindrical things that come to a head. I need a beer, hang on. Going straight to bulk beer tonight. Trying to be less fat. So doing the keto-ish, carb-ish thing. And this is less. This is my cheat day though, so, you know, I'm gonna need an exorcism before the night's over. Mrs. Monkey staying at her mom's house, helping mom with some stuff. I have an inflatable sheep winking at me right over there. We're gonna have some fun. Anyway, so what I was looking at, hang on, that's too good. Hang on a second. Oh, Lord. Okay. You know, Jesus loves us, for he gave us beer. What I did on the Indian was a long extension down into the pipe on many extent. I mean, we had to get Jed clamp it with this, just things, you know, stuck together to get all the way down the pipe to get to the end of that cylindrical baffle and just get the restrictor plate on the end, or the head sawed out of it. Now on the Harley, you can't see this as well as I can, but it's kind of like when they manufacture the baffle, it's sort of a cylinder, then they just sort of notch it in 4 places and then crunch it. That's what it looks like there on the end. Maybe they, you know, sort of shark tooth it and then pinch it shut, and there you go, there's your restrictor plate. When you're trying to, you can feel how light this pipe is. So you know, this is not the most expensive thing. So my theory is, bazooka, is that this weld right here can be cut. This would be the easiest way, because if you just, getting all the way in there again is not an easy thing to do. I'm gonna check around before I actually start cutting. I may come back with a solution if I can get down to the end of the restrictor plate. But if not, we're gonna try cutting this weld and see if I can't yank her out that way. I'm doing this for you guys because I don't need these and I don't care about them. So if someone out there's got stock pipes, I can tell you right now, if we're successful, no, you would not have to retune your bike. Just by getting that baffle out of there, you're not gonna throw it off more than the 10% the ECM can handle. BCM, sorry, Harley calls it a BCM, body control module. It won't throw it off too much. So let me see what I can find, and the sun's going down. Update. Beer is still delicious. the hole saw thing could work 2 different ways. I found that I did the right size for this seam here, which if you're patient enough and have enough drill, you could saw that metal back until you break where the weld is. I'm sure it's not very deep in there, right? And then you could pull the whole cone out. The other thing you could do is at the end of this, it's too bad you can't see down in there on that camera, but at the end of this, there's that sort of nipple where they have crushed the ends. You could hole saw that out with about an, what was it, about an inch and 3/4, I think. I'll verify and correct on the screen. That if you want to sit down there, because I started that and that was working too. But now I'm looking in here and I'm looking at the sort of crushed head arrangement at the end. And because there's already creases in it, I'm going to work on beating the holy hell out of it like we used to with a hammer, because that might be easier to open those flaps up. I'm only doing this for entertainment, to give me something to do while I drink and to give you guys something to watch and something to think about if you've got stock pipes on your bagger. So I'm gonna, because if I ruin these, I don't care. So that's the whole point. I'm gonna figure this out for you guys and then tell you what worked. I'll be back after I beat the crap out of this for a bit. Day 27. There's no end in sight. I've begun to gnaw on my own leg. There's issues. So, man, I wish the camera could see. All right. So the end of that cone, they sort of smash and twist. So you have these sort of 4 on the backside, sort of blades, for lack of a better term. So lack of a better term. So what I've done is decided to use something blunt instead of a screwdriver, because I immediately realized my screwdriver was going to become a permanent part of this pipe. So I have 3 3/8 extensions, just for the length, because that's about 9 inches, isn't it? Anyway, and then I'm just smacking the frickin' fire out of this thing with my ball peen. I might go to my small sledge, because it's kind of working. Like I can see the sort of gaps opening, but I'm trying to decide if that's the best way or would a small hole saw work. The issue is, I mean, I have small hole saws. I got these in a million different sizes, and I have the ones I still used on my Springfield, which were the right size. The problem is, for the life of me, I've lost the attachment I need to put 3/8 extensions, a chalk on the end there. I'm not sure what the hell, how I did that before, because it was off the drill, the adapter that goes from the chalk to a 3/8. Got that. But then how did I go from the end of this extension, because you got to get in there pretty deep, that's the problem, to the hole saw? I cannot remember that. Don't think it was duct tape. Anyway, I'll keep working on this. We'll be back. This is rapidly becoming a classic professional monkey video. I mean vintage, because just broke my drill. I had this brilliant idea that I'm like, well, what I need to do is just drill out the center of that thing, and then my brilliant holer puncher outer with about a 2-pound sledge was getting her done. I was like, this is gonna work. If I just drill that sucker out, I'll be able to bang those sort of leaves apart. And then I thought that'd be the easiest way altogether, man. If all you had to do was drill a big hole in the middle and then just use some 3/8 extensions to pound her open. Too many jokes. Then that'll work. But you see, I tightened the chalk. Oh, I can see inside now, which is nice. Let's see what happens when I drill. Oh, not much. Just turns into a vibrator. Let's do that again. There you go. That's doing a lot. Shot. A lot of you out there realize why this is actually a wonderful thing. Say it with me, because now we got to get new tools. Broke that one. Got to get a new drill. Now, the thing that sucks, though, is I was kind of proud of this thing because I've had it a long time. I mean, well, for me, it's at least a decade that I've had this thing. And I kind of grew to love this mediocre at best old Craftsman. But, alas, bigger and better, right? Son of a... All right, so now I'm kind of dead in the water a bit. let's get to pounding. If nothing else, it makes me feel good, you know? Yeah, no. Nope. Oh, almost took my finger off, but didn't. No. How long you want to let you do this? You want to watch me pound on this baffle for about an hour and a half? Because we can do that if you want to. But now I can't even use the hole saw because of the damage I've done to the drill. And I used to have an old school, you know, plugger inner drill, but it makes me sad. I don't know where that went. You look at my damage. Well, I definitely. I'm sure you can't see. Maybe. Let's see if I can make this work. Oh, that's terrible. Oh my God, where were you on the night of the 12th? What in the hell is this? Is a terrible idea. So you can't see in there, I don't believe, but I've been pounding on things so hard I've actually caused the baffle to start collapsing. So please don't take this as a failure. It's not, because I've done this before. All you need is to be able to put your hole saw, call it 1 1/4 inches, on a really long extension and hole saw at that end. Or, as I was gonna do, take a nice big large drill bit, gotta be pretty long too. Drill out your center hole, and then I'm telling you, just stack up some 3/8 extensions and it would pound through. I'm talking about. And you open her up. I can pound it through, you'll open her right up. So believe it or not, that is the stupid video I'm uploading today because, you know, we're not about success at Professional Monkey Motor Works as much as we are about drinking beer, laughing at each other, and having a good time. So, as dumb as this video was, I hope you had fun. I hope this gave you some ideas, because this stuff really would work. If I hadn't broken the drill, I really would get this done tonight. I don't have that other one. I used to have a really cool old school, it was my grandfather's drill from like the 70s that it's gone. Anyway, it'd work. Promise it would work. So if you have stock factory pipes out there, take your mufflers off, go to Pound Town, go to Pound Town on them, and open up that sort of squishy job they do in the end of the cone, and you'll get a good tone out of them actually. I'll see if I can find that video of my Indian and stitch that in here, but it was the same exact principle. There was a restrictor plate at the end. I hole sawed it out, got those pieces out, which was incredibly easy. I did them off the bike, but I'm actually even heard of dudes that do it on the bike. So I'll find that video and stitch that in right here at the end. And so here's that. So these are stock Indian Springfield mufflers with the restrictors removed, but they work on a Chieftain or a Classic or anything else. Good? Okay. So there was that. I now have to go inside and drink a lot more beer and get out of the mosquitoes. So I hope you're all having fun out there. Take care of each other, and we'll talk again real soon. Bye.